Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm so excited. We have a brand new guest speaker on the show with us here today, Dr. Laurie Moore. And we're going to talk about all sorts of things today on the show. That's why I'm excited, because I don't know what exactly we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about letting in the divine's bounty created especially for you. So letting in the divine's bounty. So it's like just that title alone, it's like the divine has a bounty created especially for you. Are you willing to let it in? So we're going to talk about that and how we can let it in, and maybe even what's stopping us from letting it in. We will see. So for those of us, for those of you who may not know Dr. Laurie Moore, I'll just tell you a little bit about her. So Dr. Laurie Moore is known for her many books on love, spirituality, transformation, and animal communication. I don't know why I can't talk today. With a PhD in expressive arts therapies and a background in LMFT counseling, graduate school teaching, and hypnotherapy, Dr. Laurie offers readings from vast life experiences. And Laurie has taught hundreds of spiritually focused, multidimensional seminars all over the world, and she's spoken at hundreds of venues. And been on many shows, live, TV, radio, you name it. And so we're so excited that she's here with us today to answer your questions and to tell us a little bit more about what it is like to, number one, know that the divine has a bounty for you, right? Created especially for you. So it's not for anybody else, but it's for you. So it's like, doesn't that make you feel so special? Just hearing that, it's like, oh my God, yeah. And how we can let that in. And I'm sure a lot more. Laurie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful to be here, and I really treasure every moment we have in incarnation, which is actually an opportunity every moment, as the animals show us repeatedly, to let in that bounty, that grace. And I don't come from a religious background, so when I use the word grace, I just want to clarify, I mean love, I mean the gift of life, and that's all I mean, nothing fear-based. So the animals, they let in their unique grace, the unique love gifts of the universe, of the source, of the light to them without reservation. And we can do that every moment too. And then life is like a treasure chest of experience. There's a possibility to give of ourselves, to receive, to serve, to be in a flow every moment. That's like heaven on earth. And the people that have the near-death experiences and go over and remember that, the animals remember that every minute. And the veil's so thin these days, we can actually be in heaven on earth now. Not next week, not after you stand on your head and do 15 yoga practices, not after you do 4 rituals. Do all that for joy. But right now, the universe, just open your heart, will take you into glorious bounty, spiritual experience, and new streams of prosperity, wellness, love. Not that you won't experience polarities. I experience them every day. Challenges are plentiful, but all this grace is here as we embrace each challenge that comes moment to moment.
So, unfortunately, Neil wants to talk.
Yes, apparently, yes, absolutely. Yes, Neil's very excited. Yes, and Neil's showing us, when I say show, what do I mean? I'm feeling the soul of someone when they're speaking to me. I'm seeing the light of their soul. And this soul, Neil, the canine, little one, is big one. Sorry, Neil. Neil's like, I have a really big light around me. You sure do, and in you.
He does.
Neil is playful in the bounty, is very on purpose, knows where he wants to be when, and what he wants to interact with. So anything that comes toward him that's not what his inner message is saying, connect to, he says, no, that's not what the universe is saying. And anything the universe is instructing him to focus on, and he's very focused, but he contains it. It's a lot about the family. Mm-hmm. And he puts out energy when called to, but he's very focused on this beautiful light. It's like fluffy and puffy and moving all around, and like an angel, brightening up everything. And
absolutely.
And he loves it. He's in great joy about it. But he's also came into the planet with very fierce. And when I mean fierce, I mean in a good way, fierce independence, like playful, he's mergy, he's lovey, but he was instructed, like, do it his way. He's going to do it his way. And that's what makes the gift so beautiful. He knows what he's meant to do. And it's so innocent, childlike, and playful, yet very wise and very streetwise. He's such a great combo.
And, you know, and what's so cute about him is, like, whenever I take him out for a walk, everybody just stares at him and they all smile. Like, he brings so much joy. And, you know, I live downtown Vienna, so we see a lot of people. And they all smile at him and they just, like, they just think he's so cute, you know?
I love it, yeah.
And it's great. It's like
choices, right? Of, like, if he interacts or if he holds back, right? He's very, I love it. He's awesome.
and I noticed today when we were coming up in the elevator, you know, we came up with one person and she didn't pet him per se, but she smiled. So he was all, you know, engaged with her, but she didn't actually talk to him, you know, and pet him. So he barked, you know, he's like, hello. And then, you know, next person came on and she didn't do anything to him. And so he barked, is like, hello, talk to me, right? Engage with me. And I told him, I was like, not everyone is going to want to do that. Not everybody, you know, maybe a dog person. So maybe she's not a dog person. It's okay.
Yeah. And the child in him loves that reassurance that you give, and the full soul in him, just like us, we have our full soul that we're here to generate, and then our personal experience. The full soul in him totally gets, like, he's here, he's going to give out the joy and the light in the way he chooses, even if they don't, even if he's here to give that and uplift, spark people. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's like that for us too, right? Like, our soul has a mission, and we're going to do it no matter what. There's my cat Baji who wants to talk, and our personality will have lots of feelings. Yeah. And Baji's really, let me see what Baji wants to say. Baji's just confirming that the mission of the soul is so sacred and so unique to each one, and each animal knows what they're up to. Yeah.
Oh, it's so amazing, and if only we could also be that way, right?
Like, and we can. It's just, it's harder because our emotions are intense once we're incarnate. Our thoughts are intense. We have more to contend with. The animals are a bit more advanced. They deal with all the weather of everything. It hurts them as much. They love it as much. But something in them is so relentless, and we have to re-access that above all the societal noise. Our relentlessness with our soul missions. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that relentlessness with our soul mission is something that I'm really starting to get. You know, it's like I think this year, 2019, I think is going to be one of those years that we are being called to, you know, step up, shine, and do your thing, whatever that thing happens to be. Do it. And if you don't know what it is, do something that brings you joy.
Yes, this is very climatic. I hate to be rude, but could I open the door? It'll take a second so Baji could come in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Not a problem. And then
okay. He wanted to be right in the room. Okay. So, and he's a total guru master. So when people are like, but what's my mission? I'm not contributing. You actually are contributing the second you're born. You're the deepest part of your mission, and Baji's, we're talking together here, is what you are. It's what you vibrate, and nothing you can do or not do is going to change that. You are a gift, as the animal know about themselves. You're a gift because you're here. You were created as a gift, and what your vibration gives to everyone else is so miraculous and beyond your control and inherent. It can't be changed, and you can't always know what you're giving because you're you. So you don't have the contrast inside you. It just is. But to us, when we look at each person and each animal, the depth of what they're giving just by being them, that's changing our whole life. Everyone we meet is changing our life. So everyone listening, you're a gift. You're an amazing gift.
Wow, that's beautiful. I wish I would have talked to you last year around this, or not, right? Yeah, last year, you know, at this time, like, that would have been key. key wisdom to hear. And then that's the thing. Most people are like focusing on doing because they feel like they have to do something to fulfill their passion, their mission, instead of just being, you know, because sometimes we feel like we're not doing enough, being enough, right?
Yeah. I was noticing today how when we go inward and we do the work of releasing what we don't need next in our layers of ego as humans, more light comes. And the whale showed me it shifts way out into the world. So we can be out marching, fighting, trying to change. And that's great if you're really called to do that from neutrality. But when we're doing that from the fight, we become part of the fight. We're actually the greatest support of that which we're fighting. And do that. Everyone should do whatever they're called to do. But when we do it from neutral, when we just go inside and start releasing our layers by layers, our self shows up much more brighter. It permeates throughout the world, and the world gets uplifted to next vibrations. And we help with evolution tremendously. So we can be doing that at home in a meditation. We can be doing that out in the world in activity. It doesn't matter. It's like where we're coming from. And the animals show us over and over. Come from neutral place. Let the universe work through you. And magic is unbelievable.
Absolutely. And I'm learning that every day with Neo. He's been such a gift, and bringing me back to myself, to calm, to peace, to neutral, to get out of my head, and to get out and play, so it's
and
been,
Nia, you for being so receptive to Nia. What a wonderful journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just so special. I love it. So I forgot to mention at the very beginning that if anybody has, if you all have questions, you can type your questions into the chat box if you want, or if you're brave, you can raise your hand and come online with us, whatever works for you. And so we will take some questions in just a little bit. But I wanted to talk about, because I know a lot of people, they still don't understand, maybe, perhaps, that, we are all guided and supported by the divine, by our team. And they're constantly sending us messages and talking to us and supporting us. And we don't always hear, or it's not always going to be a big booming voice telling us what to do.
In the times when we know what to do, we know. And we're doing it, we're being it, we're sharing it, we're living it. In the times when we don't, my greatest advice to you is just give up and ask for help. When we're lost, nothing can help us more than our unique umbilical cord up to the light. And ask for help so, people, animals, life can help. But first, primarily, just tell the universe, I'm lost, I'm stuck, I'm blocked. You're going to be that way a zillion times, incarnate. That's the deal. That's the game. And each time that happens, that could happen 100 times in a day. And sometimes it's like it happens intensely for a few years. Ask for help, because it's like that's when your will isn't going to do it. Your will forgot what the universe is trying to gift you, and your will wants to realign with that and just forgot how. And that's the game. We're in a game board on planet Earth, and asking for help it's like you can go the scenic route and do all kinds of other stuff, which is all cool and great. But you can just ask for help too, and then be open to help coming in all kinds of ways you would have never guessed. They might be funny, they might be hard, they might be joyful, but but good help. Yeah,
exactly. And sometimes, we don't ask for help. I know I'm very bad at not asking for help. I'm getting better, but I used to not ask for help, and I used to it's like, okay, I can do it on my own, which I've learned now. It's like, no, I cannot do it on my own. It's not as much fun to do it on your own, and the support is always there. But so the question was around, sometimes we don't ask for help. And part of that is because of feelings of not being worthy or, deserving.
Part of it's also just the genetic structure. And also with light workers, I notice again and again, we come in really strong about we're going to do what we're going to do. We usually get into genetic coding body that will support that. We need that because we're on the edge of evolution. We're not going to take the old crap. We're going to push it forward no matter what, even when it gets painful and hard. And so before we incarnate, our angels are helping us look for a genetic code line that's going to support that. So at some point in our life, we start to realize, oh my God, like the independent streak has been so good, but so much more can happen for why I'm on the planet, for other and self, if I open my heart to a lot more help. There's so much more grace that wants to come in.
Absolutely.
So it's like a loving act. It's a loving act to the self. And you don't have to be scared, because the universe is sweet. When it specify that. I want sweet help. I don't want big dramatic help. I don't want the big lesson polarity help. Enough of that paradigm. I want kind, supportive, loving help. And if I don't know how to receive that yet, help my cells, help my light body, my soul, and my physical body and brain to know how to receive that. And then the help is like, oh, this is luscious. This feels good. This is so much better than my other way. And I can still be very strong and independent.
I love what you just said about, show me how to receive in a ease-filled way, with grace, with love, without the drama,
Yeah.
because if we've never seen it, right, we may not know what it's like.
Yeah, I didn't know for years. I just thought, oh, I'm incarnate, polarity. Everything has to be learned through drama, a polarity drama lesson. And the only way I can help others is to help them with that. And, at some point I just started realizing, like, this actually isn't necessary. It has been valuable, but I prefer to be in the neutral zone and let all that come through like the weather, but be really supported and go deeper and deeper into the lusciousness of being supported. I mean, I'm in process. I'm learning and forgetting every second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. We all are. We remember sometimes, and other times like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oops. And so we were talking at the very beginning how the past couple of weeks I was sick for 2 weeks. You were sick. There are a lot of people who have been going through some aches and pains, muscle aches and pains, fevers, cold, all that stuff. And it's kind of like, and I don't think it's ending just yet. I think there's going to be another month of it. So what is that? What is happening? Do you have any insight into that?
A lot's happening. Okay, so number one, because I got it really big and I wasn't expecting it, because I've been feeling like really core, deeply healthier than in years, really healthy. And I'm like, oh, here comes the flu. Well, I won't be getting it. My immune system is just so, and someone walks in the house and she's like, I've had that flu. And sure enough, the next day, and it was really, really intense. And what it gave me time to do was actually what I'm talking about. Go deeper and deeper into the places inside me that I was not loving, the places inside me that I was fighting, the little shadow places that hadn't been addressed, like maybe bigger shadow places that had been addressed, but little subtle ones. And to kind of encapsulate myself in a somewhat of a resting point and just be kind and loving and let the universe start recalibrating me. Because as I'm coming out of it, I'm feeling some really new strengths that are surprising to me. And even just physically, they've always said when you're getting sick, your immune system's being like reworked. It makes you feel bad, but you come out stronger. If you're getting sick all the time, that's a problem. But if you're getting sick a couple times a year, it's actually part of a way that the body ends up stronger. And this one, I really felt the spirit was like something is happening. It's making me stronger for the next phases.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, like I've found that since January, I've been doing so many, internal work, a lot of meditations, a lot of processes, not just with my group, but also myself personally, and still doing a lot. And maybe I overdid it a little bit. I was pushing myself a little bit, and the body needed to catch up, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I find that with the light workers a lot too. It's like we have all these missions, all these assignments, internal, external, and we'll push and we will overdo it. And then it's like, yeah, physical body cannot keep up with the soul. It needs to recalibrate.
Yeah, exactly. And so, resting. So I took time off. I think I did. I think I canceled some shows. I'm not sure. Anyway, it feels like so long ago, but I canceled some stuff, but not everything. So I did take some time for myself. And that is a nurturing, right? That's a nurturing of you and an honoring of you and a kindness to you. And, so often we neglect the body and ourselves because we're so busy trying to be of service, right?
Yes. And what I just realized while you're speaking is also, this is a time, like these 2 years, 2019 and 2020, where all the waves of the different times in life that didn't fully get completed are wanting resolution. So you might be sick or you might be healthy walking down the street, and all of a sudden you're like, what's going on? Because you're remembering something that happened 17 years ago that you didn't think mattered, and you're feeling intense feelings about it. It's like all these layers of our existence that didn't get fully washed and embraced are just going to be moving through really, really, really quickly to be loved and released, loved and released.
Great.
Yeah.
And I love how you say, you know, to be loved and released. So which means do not get caught up in the story. You know, a lot of times we get caught up in the story and then we get hooked back in. But I was saying to my group earlier today, I think, or somebody today, that, you know, stuff is going to come up. It has to come up for you to be acknowledged and released and let go, you know?
Yes, yes. As you're talking, my grandma on the other side, who, interesting, I didn't really know her while she was here, and she's come in and filled in a lot of the blanks with research has shown it's true what she's telling me. So I found out I'm 50, and I did a DNA test too. I'm 50% Russian Jew. And I know it's half Jew, but all the way down that line. And the atrocities that happened in some of that line were really intense. And my grandma is telling me, like, humanity has, we've all been in both roles. Like on my other side, it goes all the way back to pilgrims. So I don't blame anyone for anyone anymore. I'm like, I'm a victim and I'm a total massacre because look where I came from, both, right? So how am I going to blame anyone for anything? I'm just going to be on the peace stream of now, and finding out this information helped me to really get it. Like, we're all responsible for everything. Stop blaming any group, and just stop. My grandma's asking everyone, please stop. Actually, she says I'm asking them, but we're doing something together. Okay, thank you. I'm asking everyone, based on her presence, go to the neutral about everything, forgive everyone, love everything, and let it all acquiesce back into nothing. There's a deep heartache in humanity. Whoever you think caused it for you, whether you think it was a group or the politicians or your ex-husband or wife, it actually wasn't. We're all dealing with it, and a deep forgiveness, but full feeling and embrace of that heartache. It just, like the cats are telling me now, Bajin Bala, it's compost, instant compost, back to the light. Like you were saying, let's stop the story and just compost everything in the moment, light, light, light. But if you just go around saying light, 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 and you don't compost it, no light.
Yeah.
Yeah, entrenched. And then the big story comes up, huge, you know, filling up the papers, filling up the Facebook. It's such an amazing time to be incarnate, huh? Yeah.
It's intense, and you know, and that's the thing. It's like right now it is intense. So this is going to be a time for everyone to really go within and check in and see, okay, what do I require right now? You know, what is required of me right now? And a lot of times it's going to be quiet time. You know, go within and be quiet. You know, for a little while. So like I just started a new. I think this is the second series. A 21-day meditation series, just so that people can, you know, meditate every day for like half an hour, you know, and just go within, right? Because it's something that is going to help us to heal gently all that stuff, you know, and let it go, but also teach us or reteach us, help us to remember how powerful it is to go within and the value of it, right?
Yeah, and that quietness and just calming down and breathing and being in the meditation, it takes us right back to that knowing place between us and source. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Into the space of no separation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because when we're on Facebook looking at, you know, the news and things like that, we're separate, you know, and, you know, and it's time now to close that gap.
Thank you. I agree. Yes. All that mental activity on the computers. I myself get real addicted to it, I must say. And then I notice, oh my God, my brain's like, and I remember in the days before it where I would just get up and do the meditation and do a meditation throughout the day, series of them, it was such a different vibration. And I do feel my soul is like, Laurie, you need to get back to that much more and get off the electronics. I get it. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, sometimes, I go on stupid Facebook for one thing and I get caught up. And then when I get off, I was like, oh, I forgot I was going to go do something particularly specific. And it's like, oh.
So relate, totally relate.
So, it's like, yeah, enough, but, I just want to say how important it is right now for all of us just to go within more and more. And if, just to get our own answers, number one, right, we can get our own answers to our questions, but also support is so important right now. So going to others for whether it's healing or whether it's getting a reading or finding out information about certain things, I think that is also going to be a big thing right now because we can't do it by ourselves.
No, we can't. And as you're speaking, two things are coming up. One is I'm just remembering how in the moment to remind myself, even when talking and sharing, to go back into the deep meditation and out of that frenzied Facebook email and vibration that, I am contending with it all the time now, as are many, and to just stop it right now and go back. And the other thing that I've been doing, I think it's really important for people to reach out, get their readings, get their sessions, get their help. I'm going to get mine. And I'm being really cautious now with who I collaborate with in community, as which friends and family members I'm on the phone or in person with. And I'm really choosing those who are like doing their work deeply, so we're mutually holding space for each other so we understand the focus. And I'm just having to let go of other kinds of interactions because it's too much work and I don't want to pull people up by the bootstraps. So I figure either they call me in contract and they're very direct, I need a session, this is what we're up to, or if we're doing social time, it's very mutual and understanding the grace, the upliftment, the release. Like this social time is a container for the satsang. Those are the two things I'm doing. And the rest I'm just lovingly saying no. Incarnation is way too precious. And these 2 years, I feel, are pretty peak years for the planet. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, and that's what I've been hearing too from other guests as well. The 2020, 2021, and starting from this year, this is going to create the foundation as we move forward. But they're huge years, and so it's like this is the time to do the work. And I get sessions all the time. It's from other people because like I don't always get it myself, right? So it's like, who can I call, right?
Me too, absolutely, yes.
And I tell this to my community because. Yeah, I'm a healer. I'm a coach. I'm a counselor. I do all that stuff. I can get messages for people and so on. But when it comes to me, I want somebody who is objective.
Me too. I relate a billion %. Yeah, like you said, we need support, we need help, we need mutuality, and we need places where we're going with a contract that you're helping me or I'm helping you for this hour, and it's focused. Absolutely, all of it. Yes. Yay.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's just a little aside for people that, if you don't have to struggle, you don't have to, do it alone. And you shouldn't. Last year I was doing it alone and it's no secret anymore, but I almost killed myself last year and, it's, you don't have to, and get the support. And I did get support and stuff too, but I should have gotten it earlier, but whatever.
Well, I'm just so grateful that you shared that with us because no, I didn't know about that you almost killed yourself. And that's really courageous and beautiful that you shared that because it's inviting all of us to really get the help at levels where we're feeling really alone. And we all have places. And so it doesn't take over. Or if it has taken over, to get the help like you did. So thank you. That's a beautiful gift that you're so open. Thank you.
And like I didn't share for a long time, but then I finally started to and said, you know what? We're all going through our stuff, each one of us. And sometimes we need that extra support, and I sometimes need that extra kick in the butt to get the support, instead of doing it all by myself. And it's okay. It's okay to get the support, right?
I agree. Absolutely. Yeah.
Just check in with yourself and see who you would like to work with and go for it. And sometimes, a lot of times, when it comes to working with spirit, I will, I can talk to spirit all the time and my team, but sometimes they go quiet. so,
Yeah.
right? Or it feels that way. It feels like they're not talking to me, right? And that's when it's like, okay, who else? So who can I work with now? Because obviously spirit is guiding me to go and reach out to somebody as another connection or something, like there's something there that I need from this other person. So why not, right?
Absolutely. I've also been, I've been calling out a lot more, like as I go through my day, and then I practice loving myself with what I'm going through. And then there's lots of things I need to share. Like I have a question, a joy, or a sorrow. And so I've been making a point just throughout the day to reach out to friends, to reach out to people just for those little check-in points. And I agree with you so much. We need to reach out and get the sessions and the help. We need to reach out to people in our community, both. We need that. That's why we're incarnate. That's why we're in duality, right? Yes.
What's that? Oh, in the kitchen on the thing over there. Sorry. To the left, up on top. Hold on one second. Yeah. And even when you are talking to spirit, ask spirit for help. Ask your guides for help. I wasn't even doing that until I finally did. It's like I wasn't even asking, right? And so that's the thing. It's like ask spirit. They're there. They're waiting for you, and they can't do anything until you ask, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So is there something that you can share with us about this connection with spirit that seems to be, I feel like the connection's getting stronger, or they're getting more, not more insistent per se, but they want us all to know that they're there and to reach out, right?
Yes, and they will reach back in a unique, individual way for you. You will see, hear, taste, smell, experience, feel in the way that meets your individual, unique you. Mm-hmm. It will be orchestrated by the universe for you in a way that speaks to you. And that's the bounty with which we started this conversation that I'm referring to. And you were saying how it's unique for each person when you started this conversation. It is. Well, it's amazingly unique. When people talk about their spiritual experiences, it's so beautiful how the universe orchestrates around you in a way that you can feel, hear, or see, etc. when you ask for that assistance. You know what? If you're not getting that, just don't make yourself wrong, because you might be getting it and you didn't notice. You might be taking some things for granted that are so natural to you that you are receiving assistance and you just haven't quite identified it as that. And some of us are much more multidimensional. We're more ethereal. We deal with our own challenges. Some of us are more grounded and don't have as much of that multidimensional stuff. We're equal. We need each other. I need grounding people around me. I'm floating all over. It's
Same
all
here.
fine. Yes, you get it. And it's all fine, however it happens in your world. Like sometimes people call me and they want to open up stuff inside themselves. So they're having all these multidimensional experiences. And as I talk to them, it turns out they're so needed. They're so in touch with spirit, but it's in such a here and now, physical, practical, grounded way. And they're doing such a phenomenal service that would really be a distraction. But others of us, that's how we work. That's what our gift is, what we came to share. So however life is speaking to you is awesome. It's good. If it's feeling good, you're on track.
Exactly. If you're feeling good, it's on track. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I'm going to get to you one second. Just and sometimes, we expect spirit to talk to us in a certain way or give us messages in a certain way, but they're actually working in a different way. So it's like we have to get out of that fixed point of view of how it's going to show up and just be open to however it shows up, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because I got in this weird, because I'm a teacher and a healer by nature, I've had a number of incidences throughout the life where I got mixed up and I was just pouring and pouring out energy to a few people who are giving very little back, distracting me from all my people who are waiting for their sessions on hold, distracting me from my friends and family that are mutually uplifting me, and I wouldn't see it. And I was going to help them no matter what. And I'm pouring out energy, and they're so happy, and then they need more the next day. And I'm pouring it out, and then I'm draining and draining. And I thought I was overcoming this pattern, and then just a few months ago, I did it again. And I'm like, oh my God, I did it. And I said, okay, I'm going to pause. I'm just going to pause because I'm angry and I'm upset and I created it all. I'm just going to do nothing. I paused. I didn't help anyone. I just paused. And for 3 weeks, the universe ushered me into this new type of self-love where I would catch every part of myself that was not being given the space by me it needed. As I came out of that, all these new clients were coming in. And many people in my social circle from the outside step into the inside, creating complete mutuality with me. The people that I was getting drained by seemed to disappear. And the universe just made this whole new map. And then all these other new colleagues and friends came in. And it's like, wow, glorious. And I feel supported in a way I never did before. I just had to pause and let the universe reorchestrate because I thought I knew, I know what I'm supposed to do. And I was like, no, you're off. I was way out.
And that's the thing. Sometimes that pause is so necessary. And I'm a doer, so I don't want to pause because, it's like, I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. Linnell, did you want to ask a question or you go ahead? Yeah, perfect.
I was just, when this show started, I smelled roses and baby powder or baby lotion of some sort. I wasn't quite sure at either of those, but
I love it.
They were very defined.
So baby lotion, I don't know. I'm trying to, I do know the smell of it, but roses, Mother Mary for sure, and or Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary's with me more than Mary Magdalene, but.
Oh, I had my card out.
Bala Gopala is a master guru. He's 2 years old. He's a cat. He's holding space for us today. He's on the earth, and he does emit beautiful smells. I don't know why that happened, but it's very synchronistic.
Turning on. Those are
I love it. Good. Well, thank you. And, and that's the thing. It's like sometimes we do get these messages in that way too. Like I've received it many times as well, smelling roses at times where it's like, there's no roses in this room. And, it's like, what, and then it's like, oh yeah, and then you tune in and as I'm tuning in now, it's like, yeah, I'm feeling the presence of Mother Mary. And it's like, awesome. It's nice. Right. And so that's a sign telling us that they're with us, right?
Yeah, I love that. I love it when the smells start filling up the room. It's amazing. I remember one time I was with a big group of people and I was like, wow, who put all that incense? That's just amazing. And people are like, there's no incense, Laurie. I'm like, are you kidding? The room is full of incense. Can't you smell it? I totally get it. Yeah. It's great. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Linnell, did you have a question as well for Laurie about anything?
I put mine in the questions just so I don't keep thinking about them, just because I tend to I'm constantly going.
Awesome. So which question? There was about the being so tired?
Yeah. Because then I feel like I'm being lazy. Like you said, go, we're doers. And so I've just learned about the ascension and all this kind of stuff about 2 years ago, where I didn't have an option. I just went off the edge and jumped right in and have been learning ever since.
Wow.
The tiredness and not going and doing for everybody has been quite a new thing to learn how to be okay with.
Yeah.
You're really recalibrating, and you came into the earth with such a beautiful, you have a lot of earth, you have all the elements in you, but your earth resonance is very beautiful, and it is calling you back into more encapsulation, containment, energy going into you, re-nurturing, recalibrating you, and you're doing it beautifully. And tiredness, like we were talking about before, calling us to rest for that cocooning time is a beautiful thing and a necessary thing. So you're doing great. And then of course we also need, like you were saying, we need help. We also need physical help. We need to find out, okay, what are the supplements and assistance in those ways? Is it a homeopathic or acupuncture or naturopath that takes us to so our physical has support to recalibrate? So it's all good. All of this is good.
Yes. Just new.
Yeah, and bless you for just jumping in like that. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, well, I had to, but it's still, your soul made this beautiful gift to yourself, which is to all of us. So thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And be gentle with yourself the best you can.
That's been difficult. So, but I definitely feel the positive after I let myself go through those new quiet times.
Yeah, they're so important. The quiet time, like both of you are saying. And Baji's also saying, and he's emanating this beautiful earth smell. My other cat, my guru cat, he's about to be 3 years old, and he's been with me for many lifetimes. This is his third body with me this life. But he's saying how when we just use the senses, like you're talking about, it can be extra senses that are beyond what most people are experiencing, or the more quote-unquote normal ones. They're all miracles. But when we're hearing, like he's listening to the breeze right now, both of them, Baji and Bob, they went out, they're listening to the breeze, and it's like music to them. They're feeling the earth with their bodies, and it's like this huge recalibration, like going out and just sitting on the earth, and they're seeing all the beautiful nature sights. And all of this is so important to recalibrate the body when we're going through these times. We can use our senses in those ways. Sitting on the earth outside, hearing, smelling, feeling, seeing, it will rejuvenate us deeply. Mm-hmm. That's from the cats directly.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I, for one, 10 minutes of sunshine and I am good. If I had any aches or pains, I sit in the sun for 10 minutes and I am good.
Yay. Also, water all day. I have lemon in mine.
I have lemon in mine too. That's one of the things that we have in this house always. I love it, lemon water, and I can drink more, but I'm doing pretty good. So Dee says, oh boy, the talk about draining people around resonates so deeply. She said, I've been in this cycle of draining people for as long as I can remember. Thank you for sharing. How can we change that?
It's like forgiveness, love, acceptance, and discernment. Because in my case, the people that were draining, when I finally realized they weren't trying to drain, they were doing their best. I seemed like a convenient source of energy to them. And they were actually very, very good-hearted people. Our vibrations were not matched for equal mutuality. And we were not in contract for me to help them. When we're in contract, that's why we get paid. When I go and ask someone, I would like a session, they focus on me, I pay them, and vice versa. People pay me. When we're in contract to be in social containers together for our learning or family, that's another mutuality. So discernment is a big part, and purpose is the other. And then forgive and accept. Again, the people that I was feeling drained by my choice, they could go somewhere else and it won't be draining. It was the wrong configuration. They weren't really getting what I was doing, so I was an endless energy source, as opposed to when someone says, hey, I'm hiring you, we're doing a session, you're going to hold the container and assist me so I can upgrade. They weren't really upgrading. They're like, hey, she tastes good, let me grab her energy. They weren't tasting me literally, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I did it, me. I had to stop. I had to stop with love and forgiveness, that I made a wrong choice and I needed better discernment, and they weren't wrong. They were fine. We were just off base in what we were doing.
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. And that's what's important, is for you to know and recognize that, you're not a good fit,
Yes.
Or good configuration or whatever, it's like maybe somebody else would be better for them just because of where they're at.
Yeah. Absolutely, yes. They will find the best match for them. And now I have all my energy freed, so all these people are back, all these old clients, new clients, friends and family, and there's so much more space for us. Yeah,
absolutely. So I wanted to come back just a second to the bounty. So a lot of times when people hear the word bounty, they think of abundance and prosperity, and which is great, right? But when you're talking about bounty, it's also about like, and as I'm thinking about it, I'm smiling already, because for me, the bounty is about that connection with spirit,
yeah.
that grace and that love, that unconditional love, and that flowing,
It's about heaven on earth.
Yeah.
And so, like, for example, the other day I was sitting on the sofa, and this beautiful angel, it was a male angel, he was crystal clear. He walked in and he was in my body, and he's like, I'm giving you some understanding of a future lifetime, but if you want, we can recalibrate you right now so you benefit from, like, me and you are one for a moment. And so I said, well, let's do it now. And so there was this cleansing, this deep cleansing. And the bounty is then going, thank you, thank you, thank you, and letting it go. The mistake that I find people do sometimes is they're like, okay, how do you do that? Give me the information so I can do that. That's all will and ego BS. That happened, and then another beautiful thing happens an hour later because you give thanks, you let it go. And what the universe can gift you is so far beyond anything you expect. When I look back at my life, everything I chose to manifest, great. It's nice, it manifested. But the truth is, all the beautiful, most wonderful, delicious, fulfilling experiences, I didn't have a clue that they would be manifest. They were great. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of those, even for myself, some of those times and moments were much better than I could have imagined or anticipated, and it's because I just let it go, and I asked spirit, and I said, this is what I want, and I just kept that feeling of what I wanted in my heart, and it was even better, and it's like, and none of that had to do with money. It was mostly with relationships or experiences or just joy, right, of being.
So we can just simply give permission for the bounty to come in every single way possible. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And so be open to that and ask for that, right? Ask for more of, I always like ask for more of what makes you happy and joyful, right? We all have joy in our lives. Sometimes we don't think we do because we're looking at the lens, in the wrong way. I know last year I was not looking at it properly, right? It's like I was seeing one side, but I was missing out the rest. And I was like, and even when I was reminded of, well, look at all this. Yeah. But look at that,
Yeah, it's connectedness. All we're really talking about, prosperity, bounty, means connectedness.
Yeah.
For me, I did have a lot of misunderstanding about practical world, money, all that stuff. So I had to learn it in later years so that it became part of the magic. Because to me, it was foreign. I couldn't get it. And finally, I had to take 6 years where that was my study. I'm like, I'm so out of it practically, financially, and it's starting to cause amazing trouble. So I had to invoke understanding and learn in every way I could and reach out for help. So that part of life became part of this process. It's a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not separate, and it's not something else outside.
I thought it was for a long time. Yeah.
It's all a part of living and being here in this reality. But even as we move from this 3-dimension, 3D to 5D, that is also coming along with us. It's just part of being. It's just part of living, part of having this incarnation, right?
Yes, and we're completely welcome to be in all the Ds, the 3D, the 5D, the zillion D, and the complete oneness at all times. It's right here, now. It's like heaven is on earth now. And the beauty between when I talk to all the animals and people on the other side is they don't have the intensive biofeedback system, so they're not feeling all those sensations and emotions. So it's so glorious over there. But when you're here and you get the polarities, the sensations and the emotions, that re-navigates you quickly. You have to do your work very fast or you keep getting stuck. And we both do both. We all do both. And so that's a real gift. We chose to come into Incarnate, to do the schooling, to do the fast track, to do the intensive healing journey. It's a great teacher. It's beautiful.
Oh, I just love this. It says, so glad I have calmed down and don't have to tell just everyone about what's going on with me. I get to wait to be asked now. I don't tell anybody anything. I don't say anything about what's going on until they ask me, so what's going on? You know, it's like, oh, well, you know, this, you know, whatever, right? But it's like, live your life, right? Do what's right for you. Do what's fun for you. Live your life. You know, I mean, I am actually really, really lucky, quite fortunate and quite blessed that I do have a wonderful support system and family and friends and husband and puppy, right, and kids. And so, you know, it's like, when you know, when I think about that, it's like, thank you, God, you know, thank you.
Yeah.
And so how often do you say thank you, you know?
Yeah. Say it all day long. Really fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, I created this gratitude challenge that's been going on now since September, I think. And, you know, there are some days where it's like, okay, so what am I grateful for today? Because I'm trying to find something new. But it's like, you know, I'm so grateful for all these wonderful different things. I'm trying to find something new and exciting and different. And it's like, what can I be grateful for today? But there's just so much, right? And when you're in that state of gratitude, it's like, so good.
Everything's full. You're full, you're generating, and being grateful for the same over and over is also phenomenally inwardly wealthy. Like my kitties, I am grateful for them all day, every day, constantly. I mean, they don't seem to mind that I'm telling them how precious and wonderful they are nonstop, day and night, waking up in the middle of the night and telling them. They're fine with that.
I know. I tell Neo all the time, too, I love you so much. I love you so much. Neo, I love you. I'm like, it's like, God. So I'm crazy. I was like that with my kids when they were younger and at home. I would 100 times a day, I love you, I love you, I love you. Now it's poor Neo.
So sweet. I love it.
Yeah, he's okay with it. Yeah, I think he's okay with it. And Catherine says, I have a blog which shares extensively. Is that okay? That's not anonymous either. Sure. I mean, do what feels right for you, right? If you have a blog where you share extensively about whatever's going on with you, if that feels good, do it, right? It doesn't have to be anonymous.
It's what your heart needs to do. If you need to express to a few, to everyone, if you need to have it be private, if you need different things at different times, it's all good. It's just honor your heart.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, and, you know, we all go through like different phases and different time periods where sometimes we just want to be quiet and other times we just want to shout from the rooftop everything that's happening, right?
Yes,
so,
yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
And either way, it's all good. So Linda's saying, it's interesting, but kitties come to the phone when I talk to my friends who have cats. Yeah, they want to communicate too. They want to be there. Well, why am I talking? Right, Laurie?
Right on. Animals love to be part of the conversation. Yeah, to be included, to be acknowledged in the conversation. They are a part of the conversation. That's beautiful. Yay.
Yeah. And it's their energy, right? It's not necessarily about the words, but it's their energy that they're picking up on.
Yes, and that cat really is part of this and is sending out a peace and a joy and an I'm here message. And thank you. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Does anybody else have any questions or comments that you'd like to share with Laurie right now? So Catherine says, I have a friend who saved 4 steer that I happened to meet the day or so before their shed had caught on fire. I want to honor the save. Oh,
thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. So do what works for you to honor them, and honor your friend who saved them and that they're still present and doing well, right?
And they're saying thank you. I feel a lot of thank you coming in. Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Yay. All right. So I wanted to take a few moments just to talk about the special offer.
Good. Yay. I love my special offer. I would sign up for it. But like you said, I gotta call some other people. So, okay, so I give sessions. I've been giving sessions for decades. So my tool bag is huge because I've started as a psychotherapist and an expressive art therapist and a hypnotherapist. And because of my love of reading and what I really was born for, it's gone to the point that I do readings and reading/coaching. But I come with so many different skills. However, I go heart to heart, right to the point. So whether you're bringing yourself or an animal, whatever the situation is that you need shifting, support, love, change, embrace, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, soul to soul, heart to heart, answering all your questions. And the session that I offer that is 50 minutes long. My normal rate is $330. That's a real rate. It's not like I'm going to jack it up and do less than the show. That's what people pay me all the time, all year, nonstop. When you sign up via this show, you're only going to pay $197. So you're going to get a great deal. And if you're one of my normal clients that's used to paying the $330, give yourself a gift and do one for less. I love doing that. It's just fun. It's joy. It's a gift. And then we all benefit. So it's confidential. You share with me whatever you choose to share about you or your animal. Your animal can be here or on the other side. And the time is for you. The time is for you to get your support and help. And I do this work because that's what I came to Earth to do. I'm thinking like, I don't have to even know why. It's just what I do because I just love it and it's what the universe tells me to do. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And so for the special offer, there's, Laurie has 4 types of, packages per se, or 4 types of readings per se. And so you can have a human reading and coaching, so just for you, right? Or you could do an animal session. And so if you see on the special offer page, that's Neo. I try to pick a funny picture because he's like just looking at me weird, So it's like, I'll use that one. What's he trying to communicate, right? And then option 3 is spiritual entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur and you would like some help with building your business or changing your business or just something that's going on with you, you can ask about that. And then there's also sacred fame and wealth issues. So a lot of times I know light workers have a challenge with abundance and prosperity and wealth. So you can talk to Laurie about that. So it could be one of those 4 or a combination, like whatever is coming up for you.
It's your session. If you want to discuss all of those, we can, or some of those or one of those. It's your session. You choose. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. And, when I was creating this page and I was thinking 50 minutes, it's like, 50 minutes, you can get a lot of work done in 50 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. Because I work really, really fast. I just get right to the heart of things in a very loving way. So you always feel like seen, not judged, accepted, or that's the feedback I get. And so I have, that's one of my longer sessions. I do everything from 15 to 80 minutes, but 50 is a great way to just that was cool. 50 is a way to just really go in deep, but get a lot of shifting happening.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Thank you. And if somebody wanted to have book more than one session, they can do that?
Yes, you can. It's your time to get some, book a few sessions at this special rate now. And yay, and we'll go for it. I'm here. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And so that special offer is available at alara.at/show/Laurie. It's on the live page as well, and it'll be on the replay email and the replay page a little bit later. Feel free to just click on the link. And so like Linda has a question. She's asking, what angels do you communicate with?
I'm not the kind of person that's like, okay, here's my 5 angels. I communicate with whoever angels come in. So I've communicated with thousands of angels over time. Whatever angels show up, I do no formula, no dogma, no, it has to be this way. If angels show up in your session, great. If Divine Mother Mary shows up, or Mary Magdalene, if Christ consciousness shows up, you know, if your dog from 3 lifetimes, whoever shows up is welcome, as long as they're in the light, benevolent, in the stream from source. As long as they're in the stream from source. No manipulation, no ill will, no force. So whoever shows up is welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be angels, it could be past loved ones, it could be pets from this lifetime and previous lifetimes, right?
Yes, Bala Gopala just came in. Yes, thank you, honey. He just wanted to remind Bala and Baji off. They choose. So they often will come in and work with people on the session if it's what they feel called to do. Yeah, I consider them to be angels. They're my sweeties, my kitties.
Awesome. Yeah. And so so if you have a question about the package or any of those 4 options, let us know. And I was just gonna, there was something else I was just gonna coming in at the moment. So we something wants to come in about physical embodiment. Don't know exactly what it is, but there's something about physical embodiment. So about being here physically on the planet, and I think it has to do with the nurturing and the supplements and things like that, right? So taking care of your body at the same time right now, especially since we're going through the major resets and major shifts. Can you recommend something or something?
Yeah, I do a lot of work with people on your dialogue, with how you're talking energetically to your own body to help shift the body to acquiesce back into its wellness. If I pick up that you're not getting the right supplements, etc., I don't prescribe those, but I will suggest to you, hey, an acupuncturist would be great, or hey, call my friend who does this kind of work for the physical part. But I work on you recalibrating how you're receiving and giving out from your own cells so your body's more acclimated to the wellness.
I love this question from Linnell. How many shifts are there? I'm assuming it's a laugh, but constant. I mean, tomorrow we have a full moon, super moon. The moon is going to be the closest to Earth in a long time, or something. So you know, whenever there's a full moon, new moon, eclipses, solar flares, solar activity, there's always huge shifts happening. But you know, just be prepared. That you know,
there's no end.
I was trying to find a nice way of saying that.
Yeah, 8 lifetimes from now, it'll be called something else. You'll be a different person. Maybe I'll be, I don't know, but we'll be like, oh, well, 7 million shifts to go.
Exactly.
That's what the bounty is. It's like acclimating so the ride becomes joyous. So it becomes joyous. Yeah.
And so each time there's a shift, we actually end up expanding more and more, opening up more and more. And I find that for myself, it's about me connecting on a deeper level with spirit and with my team and with myself. So, you know, when I was sick for 2 weeks, like I wasn't cursing it. I wasn't mad about it. I was like, awesome, because it means that I'm going through some stuff, you know, it's like we're letting go of stuff. We're purging stuff, you know, and, you know, we're getting ready for more.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting ready for more. And so what can I do now to prepare myself or strengthen not just the physical body, but the emotional body, you know, for more. And so part of that is, you know, for us, we're changing some of our dietary habits. We're changing some of the energetic pieces of furniture and stuff in our space, you know, and I don't know what else we're going to do yet, but but there's stuff shifting. I just bought a new crystal the other day, you know, and I love it. I'm loving it, you know, to activate my light body some more. So it's like each time you do something, you know, and that could be even like going for more walks, getting more sunshine, you know, wherever you happen to be, getting more fresh air, each time you do that and connect with nature and connect with the trees, connect with the sun, you know, you're raising your vibration, right? So what can you do to raise your vibration even more, right?
Absolutely. Forever and always. Yes. Eternal, changing, shifting, expanding.
And ask your body, you know, so if somebody says, oh, you should become a vegan, or oh, you should eat this, or oh, you should eat that, say, body, hey, do you want that?
Yes. And in your session, we can work on helping you to be able to dialogue more clearly with your own body. Absolutely. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Because a lot of people are not familiar with that or comfortable with that or have any idea how to do that, you know?
Yes. Yes. The body wants to be loved and wants to be understood and felt and cherished. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Stay on the forward motion. Yep. Sobriety is a new one that is so screaming at me. The best you can, be gentle, take it easy, right? And food desires.
Because if you're coming into sobriety new, there's so many layers that got hidden that will be coming up. So you need a lot of support. A lot's coming up that's new that you were conditioned not to feel. And the feeling body is going to get a little confused and overwhelmed and needs help to find the way to love that stuff. Because as soon as the fear comes, that's when the urge to go backwards would come. So you need support to love all these different sensations that you got taught weren't okay, that are actually your life force, that are very okay.
Yeah. And, you know, and a long time ago, you know, my son used to smoke pot, you know, and it was because he was trying to numb everything, you know. He was experiencing so much internally and from everywhere around him, because he's very empathic and sensitive. So he didn't know what to do with it, even though, you know, he could have, you know, it's like, yeah, weird mom, but I don't want to ask weird mom because, you know, it's like, all right, if you want to just, you know, anyway. So once he stopped, though, you know, it's he's gotten a better handle on his own emotions and how he handles things and things like that, right? But it's a process, you know. Take time.
Sensitive, empathic, overwhelmed people can easily, without proper understanding given to them of how to work with all that, start turning to a substance or another addiction, and need support to come unwind back to the beautiful vitality waiting for you. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, he's doing so good now, but so yay. Thank God. Yay. So Catherine's asking, any ideas to help someone in my circles break strong sugar addiction and smoking?
It's all, addiction's all the same. It's all the same. It's all a convenient habit, like we were saying, because the person doesn't know how to deal with the grief or the anger or the joy or something inside them, which is totally innocent and lovable. Because if we were raised up in societies that showed us, but we're constantly faced with how to distract everyone, even if your family's trying to help, the whole society at large is saying distract, distract, distract. It's all the same thing, and the only person who can do the work is a person who chooses, like, this is going to be challenging. It will have many growing sensations, and I'm going to reach out and get the support I need. It doesn't matter, is it sugar, is it alcohol? You know, sugar tends to be more with grief. Alcohol tends to have more anger stuff, but that's not always true. All the addictions are innocent, misunderstood ways for someone who doesn't know how to deal with some of the life forces, emotions in them. That's all, and they just need help. But they have to decide. If they don't decide, it will get worse until they're ready to have it unwind together.
Yeah, because it didn't matter how many times I said stop smoking pot.
Yeah.
You know, he did it on his own. And drinking and all that stuff, you know, it's like he's so good now, doing so well, thank God. Everyone is on their own timeline, right? And you have to honor that, right? Honor their timeline.
Yeah, we have to respect that. We don't know. People have surprised me. Sometimes people are just on the really fast track, and then all of a sudden they can't do anymore. Sometimes people seem like they're never going to shift, and all of a sudden it's huge. Sometimes people don't shift the way I wish. Maybe in 4 lifetimes they will. That's between them and the universe. It doesn't make them right or wrong. It just is their path. And until they shift, there's a lot of information accumulating. So when that shift comes, everything before it is going to be a contribution to their wisdom. So we just don't know. Everyone has to do it their way. We can't judge it. We don't know why. That's their connection to source.
Yep.
I can give more clarity and understanding if someone calls me on what's being taught and what, you know, what's going on. But when, that's between them and source only. Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, we get to choose, right? It's our choice of how we are going to navigate this shift, right? And go through this shift, or how we're, it's okay, baby, he's coming back. So, and that's, I mean, I would not want, well, for 40 years, I had no choice, you know? So, you know, for the first 40 years of my life, my parents told me, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, you know, like everything. And then after that, it's like, you know what? Enough, you know, it's like, I'm going to make my own choices. And then I did everything that I wanted, whatever I wanted. And it was all totally different to them. And it's been so freeing. But the thing is, like, I would not want anyone to tell me what to do. You know, it's like, it's my choice, you know, how I'm going to move forward. Right. And I don't tell my kids what to do, except I did tell my son, don't smoke pot. But you know,
I understand.
But beyond that, it's their life, right? They chose to be here at this time. They chose me to be their mother. Thank God. You know, I'm so grateful for that.
Yes.
It's their path. It's their journey. It's, you know, it's what they want.
And when we're having challenges, our soul is deciding something different than what our mind's telling us. And that can happen all the time too. So when I'm working with you, I can help give you some crystal clear clarity when there are these contradictions. And lots of times people are like, oh, it's like I knew it, but I couldn't word it. And now that I worded it, there's like more space to start relaxing into something more positive for myself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Baby, he's coming back, I'm sure. He'll be okay. And sometimes that's what we need, is that clarity and that validation. And then we can breathe. And then it's like, oh my God, that was so, I knew it all this time, but I just, you know, thought I was crazy. You know, a lot of times we think we're crazy, right? But no. And then it's like, it's also about, it kind of feels like once somebody else tells us, it's like we're given permission to move ahead.
Yeah. I feel like that. Sometimes I just need someone else besides myself to understand and give me some extra information I can't see. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh. And then I just move, and I've been pushing, and it's not happening, but now it's just surrender and ease.
Yeah, and flow. It's more flow, right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's like, I just need a little bit of clarity. There's one little tweak that I need. There's something to tell me that I'm, you know, not crazy for thinking this, you know, or it's like, is this insight really true? Or it's like, what the heck, right?
Yes.
Because we do know, right? A lot of times we do know if we go within and really check in, we do know.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
But often we don't trust it. We don't trust our own knowing, right?
Yes.
And that's where you can come in and be that support and be that validation and be that clarity. And even, do you also like recommend like next steps?
I give tools. I actually work with the person so healings and shifts happen as we're speaking and learning more. Absolutely, yes. I give homework, yes. Homework take with you, yes. You can come back or you can just go, but either way the homework is effective if you use it. If you practice it. Yeah.
Awesome. Linnell said, I'm just 2 on my new life plan. So yes, I don't know yet. So excited to learn what is next. Awesome. And Catherine says, might be societal epidemic of wanting recreation pot, a sign of the shared emotional dysfunction or a desire to relax and tune in. Oh, I don't know. I think it was both, you know, part of, you know, wanting to be part of the crowd and all that wonderful stuff and doing what everybody's doing. And at the same time, tune out. You know, a lot of times he just wanted to tune out and just not hear anything and not feel anything. We are here to share of ourselves, not be better than. Yeah, there is no better than or less than. We're all equal, but we're expressing ourselves in a different way, right?
Yeah, and also it can be hard for people who are empathic and higher vibrational when you're walking, you know, like you're going to some institution growing up, the school or whatever, and they're operating in these certain vibrations that can actually be scorching to you. I've had a lot of this where everyone's like, yay, woo, and I'm like getting scorched. And like, this is not what I thought I was coming to Earth for. It's very hard. And so those tendencies to just want to like leave and block out, or go into the forest where the trees can talk to you, that happens. And then some addictions can occur. So that's a lot of what happens when the vibration they're vibrating at isn't resonant with their community, their society at large. That can be a reason people get into addictions too. And they don't know that. They need help to understand what's going on.
Yeah, awesome. And sometimes people don't realize an addiction is also like, you know, social media can be an addiction.
Yes.
Netflix is an addiction.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
Right? Anything that is taking you away from you can be an addiction. And so even if you're thinking all the time, right, in your mind, always.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's also an addiction. That's taking you away from you. So,
Absolutely.
you know, if you want to connect to that bounty, that divine bounty that is especially created for you, it's not going to be up here and it's not going to be out there. It's here.
Yeah. And when you're in here, then this is of service to this. And out there is in participation with this. This is in participation. You're in service. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not always easy. The polarities aren't over. But they're more, like I said, like the weather as your core into your neutral space.
Yeah, so if you're more into your heart space or going within, the polarity, all the external events that happen, you know, and that's not going to stop, but you'll be able to handle them better because you're calmer, you're more peaceful, you'll have different insights about it and you won't just react, right?
Yeah, because see, really, it's like this big movie, this big circus we're in, and every minute there's an opportunity. And as you're here in your universal clarity, you know what the opportunity is. Sometimes the opportunity is to laugh. Sometimes it's to reach out. Sometimes it's to protect yourself. Sometimes it's to give joy. Sometimes it's to be neutral. But you don't know if your head's spinning. And so like you say, you keep coming back to your meditation in the moment, to your practice of meditation, privately and personally. And then you start to understand, oh, that's what this moment is calling for through me. That's what this moment is for. And then that's the bounty we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bounty.
Yeah. And you know, this bounty that we're talking about, I mean, I know how blessed I am because, you know, I am. I am so grateful, and I call it being blessed. I don't know why that is, but it's just a word I use. But I feel so blessed that I have this connection with spirit and with the divine, and I'm grateful for it because even in spite of myself, the divine is there, right? and creator and my team is there sometimes in spite of myself, and it's like. And it's been beautiful, you know, when I think about all the different times when, you know, I had wanted to give up, right? A lot of times it's about that giving up, and spirit's always been there. And, you know, sometimes it was, no, we're not letting you give up. And other times it was more gentle. But always when I got to that lowest point that I don't think I can go any lower, spirit was always there to say, hey, you know, we love you. We're here.
Yeah, Divine Mama, Papa, and all the helpers are always there when we remember to notice.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, I've had screaming matches. You know, it's like.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
But on the other side of that, so many blessings. You know, and it's like, oh my God, thank you. You know, it's like so many gifts. Sometimes they're not funny in their messages. No, not funny per se. But, you know, they're always loving.
Yeah, but ask, could you be more funny in your messages with me? So a lot of it's how we're conditioned to expect it.
Yeah.
Make it funny, ask them, and they can be. Yeah.
Good point, because I'm very serious. So, you know, I'm very serious, and I know that, you know, and I'm like very, you know, yeah. And I'm sure they would love to have more fun. But I've always been very serious and to the point. And but I just, I really want people to get that, you're not alone, and that now especially is a time when you are supported, and you can get even more support.
And you keep reminding us on all levels. I'm taking heed myself. It's like you're supported by the divine, and there's people out there to reach out to, and animals in nature that support you too. It's everywhere. Thank you.
That's true. Yeah, good point.
I needed to hear that, actually. Even though I know that, there's some extensions I can make in my willingness to, thank you.
Yeah. And that's what we forget, and so it's like, we talk about being supported by the divine, being supported by our team, but the divine is actually working through Neil. He's working through through my husband, through my children, through my community, and I know I'm it's like just recognizing that
it's so hard
to tears, right?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So it's
for all of us together. Yeah, it's not random. It's everything's there through the formats, through the enactments, the scenarios, the people, the animals. It's being created. Yes, for us. Thank you. As we're created for it. Yes.
Yeah. So I just, maybe I needed to hear that again for myself too, and recognize that as well for myself too, that I am so supported, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's all about giving our heart to that, and then our heart receives everything from that. It's beautiful. Balance.
Yeah. And so, even receiving support from this call, right, from Laurie and from all of us, be open to that. Be open to receiving that as well, right? And because that is also support. That's also the divine working through all of us. You are a bridge, not just a bolt. and everything is working in your favor, right? When you start to see that, you'll start to see all the signs, and you'll start to get all the messages, and you'll see how much support there is for you. And and until then, reach out to Laurie and say, hey, Laurie, I could really use a little bit more clarity. Hey, Laurie, can you tell me what my, wonderful Jake, was our other dog that we had before, how's he doing, and what's he saying, and what does he want me to know now, or
why is my wife or my husband or best friend doing this? I don't get it, and I'm in turmoil, and all of a sudden you see it lovingly from both angles, and it's like new union. Yeah. So I'm all into looking at what is positive, trying to be created, and there's misunderstanding because we all pursue differently, and then we can understand the other soul from their loving intention, shift for the good. Yeah.
Awesome. And and that's the thing, is like, everything is possible for you, everything is available for you. Are you willing to reach out and ask for it, right? Ask for that bounty that Laurie's talking about. Ask for that connection. Ask for your guides and your team to be gentle with you, right? And to lighten up a little bit.
And it can be about money too. Like I said, I used to think money was separate, and it had to become magic and spiritual for it to work for me because of how I am. And now it's just part of everything. So I do work with that too. Right. In a magic way, in a benevolent way, in a way that's just like makes it fun. Because there's so much stuff about it, so much issues about it planetary wise that
absolutely. And if you are a light worker or a healer or somebody like that, this is the time when people need your services and need what you have to offer. So if you need help to get clarity on that as well, Laurie helps with that, right?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Because now is when more and more people are waking up, more and more people are starting to look for other alternative ways to cope. So sometimes even with being empathic and being sensitive, and just starting to wake up and like, I have no idea what's going on. Am I crazy? What's happening here, right? And
yeah,
we're all crazy. Yeah.
Oh, we all are. Yeah,
absolutely.
When you come and talk to me, I laugh a lot because I'm like, I get it. I'm human. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So Linnell's wondering if I should increase my crystal knowledge. Why not?
If you feel like it. There's no right or wrong. If your heart's calling you that's a tool for your learning, then the reason we usually think we're going to do something is just a reason, and then so much more comes of it. Just go with your inclinations and your heart. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I have so many, and I usually have one right here, but it's sitting over there. But do what works for you. Go into a store and see which one is calling you. They're fun. I mean, I wear crystals a lot, and I have them all over the place. But they are tools. Remember that. They are just tools. Everything that you truly desire or everything that you truly need and require is within, right?
Yeah. The rest is you do whatever is fun for you. I like colors, so I like to paint. But you don't have to do anything. It's all part of the same calling us home, but you do it in the way that your heart gets excited about.
Yeah. And a lot of times, when it comes to, crystals and so on, you might have worked with crystals in Atlantis or somewhere, or some other planet, or somewhere, if you're being called to it, just play with it.
Yeah.
Clear crystal just now, so I'm going to say yes. Think that was a feeling of yes to feel. Yeah, do what works. And you can't go wrong, right? Get one, play with it, talk to it. Just hold it in your hand, and then I'll warn you though, once you start, you won't be able to stop. That's how it is with me. I thought I was going to stop, but no, I've got more and more and more. It's like, it's all good, but it's for fun, All right, anything else, people? Anybody else got a question for Laurie? And if not, the special offer page again is at alara.at/show/Laurie. Take a look at it, see if it resonates with you, see what type of session you would like to have with Laurie. And yes, you can book more than one at that price. So please do take a look at that and see, what works for you. I have many things to sort through from the past. We all do. Any tips for the pacing?
I wouldn't try to pace it yourself. If you just ask life to pace it in a comfortable way for you, it will happen that way. And as you clear core things, all these branches just go. So you might think, I have to clear all this and this and that. And you get to the core issue of why you have to clear all that. And that's cleared. And then that's all taken care of. It's taken care of. Maybe you have some communications to make, maybe you don't, but it's neutralized. It can happen very quickly.
So can you tap into the core issue or core wounding, perhaps, that some people may have?
Who's talking to me, and do I have permission to do that live with that person?
It was Catherine.
And does Catherine give permission that I can talk about her?
Catherine, can she talk about you? Yes, she said, I went through a hard divorce and loss of a teen, so yes.
Yeah, so what's going on with Catherine is because she's so adept at maneuvering quickly, interacting with different people, strategizing solution, which is her gift, it also has become her vice because she's relying on now what worked and will work again has become an outside layer of what's trying to call to her, which is to make peace with herself. There's a self-judgment, there's a guilt judgment, and as that's shifted, and that's what we can do in the session, there will be a completely different way of working, utilizing this old talent, but there's going to be a whole new flow. Fluid, much more fluid, and it's going to bring in a bounty of light. The work, and yeah, that's something we can work on in depth. Bingo, 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 in 15 minutes, we can shift this. Yes, yes, yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that, Catherine.
Yeah, thank you for being brave and opening your situation to everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. I've also been in 2 places, so it's been tricky to see through. Yeah, and sometimes that's it, right? We can't see it, and so
There's
that's
a lot of outer stuff, and we need to pull you back into the essential thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is about self-peace. Beyond controlling anything, beyond managing anything. Yeah. And controlling and managing is not bad. There's just something deeper beckoning it to you at this point with all your beautiful gifts. that you have, that you know about. There's more.
There's always more. There's always more gifts. Awesome. Fahad is asking, I have issues with people showing anger towards me so strongly. Can you help with this?
Yeah, this is a big thing. We're afraid of anger because it's been turned into blame. Essential anger is a energetic boundary when you watch the animals. No one's blaming each other. We do not want people giving us anger because we associate it with being responsible or blamed for their stuff. And we do not always feel comfortable being angry for the same reason because it's twisted in our mind with blame. Or we have a bad habit, the opposite, of we want to blame and we don't want to see that there's a much deeper work to do than blame, which ultimately is irrelevant. And so there's a lot of shifting to do for everyone on the planet. So we begin to experience anger as a primal energy. We express it, we embrace it, then we have clarity about who we need to talk to, what's our own cleanup work. And this, again, is the kind of thing in the 50-minute session we can go through your own process so you embark on the beginning of a new relationship with the energy anger. So when you feel angry, it turns into a service and a transformation instead of a battle about blame that we've been conditioned into.
Yeah, she says they explode on me, but not on others. Why me?
Okay, so that's a boundary issue. And so we will look at the layers that's allowing that to happen so it can be stopped, because there's no reason for anyone to be exploding on you or for you to feel you have to allow it or to be in perplexedness about, but I'm not allowing it and it's happening anyway. That's a boundary shift and that can be addressed. Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. So she's saying thank you so much. Cool. I'm glad you asked that question because sometimes, you know, we sometimes get into the habit of just allowing it and allowing it and allowing it, and
we go through the layers and then we won't allow it anymore, and it won't be a battle. Well, yeah.
Awesome. Wow. As you know, as we're talking about this, it's bringing up some, you know, times in my past where things like that have happened to me, and I was like, yeah, not anymore. That doesn't work for me.
With all this stuff. Absolutely. Yay for you. Yeah, for shifting that.
Yeah. It's like, no. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. All right. So if there's no other questions, wow, go back and watch this show again, because there was just so much information and so much wisdom from all over the place. Remember your grandmother came in?
Yeah, that was so cool. Her name, she wants me to tell everyone her name's Elsie.
Oh,
it's
Elsie.
So awesome because I didn't really know her that well when she was on planet, but my mom comes and visits me every morning from the other side, and she started bringing my grandma of about 3 years ago. It's really, really nice.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you, Elsie, so much for your assistance and your presence with us, and plus your 2 guru cats.
Yeah, Baji and Bala, we all thank you. We're so grateful you included us. Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun. And my own Neo, he's gone for a walk now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cute. So, hello. Did somebody just unmute themselves?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, it's Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Hey. All right, so I'm learning to heal FQAD. How does an opportunity rather than a problem? How does this happen for me rather than to me? How is this serving my soul's rapid evolution?
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing. What? I'm not.
So Randy's talking about QLAD, and he's asking, how is this a contribution to him? And what else did you say, Randy?
It's FQAD, for quinolone associated disability.
FQAD, right? FQAD.
It's like MS, but you know, it's not from MS. It's from taking Levaquin and Cipro.
Okay, his voice is not coming through clearly to me. So can you tell me what he just said?
So it's FQAD. It's kind of like MS, but it's not MS per se. It's from something else. from taking some other types of pills or something. And so he's asking how is, so he's almost practically bedridden, I think, right, Randy? And so it's a condition. And so he's wondering, how is this a gift or a contribution to him?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I couldn't hear him. Okay, so it is a recalibration time. It is a time to, in this situation, it's time to listen and learn on many, many different levels about how you're dialoguing, first mentally, second emotionally, and third energetically with everything about life. It's a complete shift over. And it's a loosening. You do need physical assistance, emotional, spiritual, all of it to start loosening up everything that's now patterning into an entrapment, because through it, there are many, many new liberations, and it's in this process that are, but it's not like one simple thing. There's a lot to it. Yeah.
Thank you. I move forward. Trying to see that this is happening for me rather than to me.
Thank you.
And it's one of the saving graces. And yet, like Laura said, I'm bedridden.
Yes, yes. My heart goes out to you, and I did hear you this time. I think it's been 8 or 9 years now where I remember Wendy told me, my acupuncturist, your organs are all about shut down. You're like on the verge of death. I had gone to 30 different practitioners. No one could help me. And no one knew what was going on. And so I was spending time in bed, literally talking, like finding how to be at peace with every pain, and everything had gone wrong. After that, when I met Dr. Carl Merritt, who assisted me till I'm healthier now than before that process, and I didn't know if I was going to make it. But looking back now, that times when I couldn't hardly function, and what I learned from the love I had to muster up, even for like my elbow, like little things inside, it's kind of phenomenal how it sourced what's happening now, but there was so much to it. It wasn't just one thing. So my heart goes out to you. I get it. I really do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
And Dr. Carl Merritt, keep him in mind. Shoot me an email and I'll give you his contact.
Awesome.
I am.
Yeah, and I'm happy to, if I do a session with you, we can really loosen up a lot of stuff. But I am getting the message there is, like, you do need someone who has, like, the physical person to also help with what tests, what supplements, etc. can assist to unwind. I've seen everything cured on the planet. I could list probably 20 people, cancers, level 4, brain cancer, everything. So I know miracles are possible. And no judgments when that's not the outcome, but everything is possible for healing.
What happens?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you follow the, I'm putting on a better mic. What happens that makes this so big is that if you follow the information, it shows that, so much of our criminals have been given to our livestock and our lifetime that we're all a GMO already. It's not just me. It's we are the GMO. It's not out there. That's why it's a big thing I'm shifting. It's not just me.
Yes, absolutely. It's not just you. And it wasn't just me. And some of my physical difficulties went back all the way back to vaccines at babyhood. So there are all kinds of physical incorrectly modified into non-mandala patterns in our bodies. But the light is stronger. The light map is stronger. My own life has shown me again and again. So when the disharmonies try to kill us and get us and the whole planet, the gift for this, the human race, because the animals already get this, is the light is stronger, and we will find our way. I mean, I found my way numerous times into a healing beyond some extreme evil that is affecting us. I get it. It is not just you. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Thank you, Randy. And make sure if you have Laurie's email, contact her or contact me, and I'll get the information for Carl Merritt and for you as well. Okay, either or. All right.
Yes.
Peace.
I love sending his name out because he saved my life. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you, Randy. Thank you so much. And I Mother, Father, Divine Universe, may this beautiful Randy be made completely well again.
Ditto.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. So, wow, what a call! So much information, so much energy too.
You shared that with all of us because many will go through things like this, and many have. I have. So yeah. Got it.
And you know, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, you've been through, you know, physical hardships like that. I've been through emotional hardships like that, and it can turn around. And I you know, I know as well that anything can be healed.
Anything can be healed. And like, I'm one of those number 4 types on the Enneagram. So I've been heartbroken to the point of like, I could not function also. I've been like dysfunctional more than once. And out of every single time the Phoenix rose, like such a big expansion came. I don't wish for anyone. My prayer for the rest of my incarnation, no more polarities, please. Let's do a gradual, nice thing. But yeah, when that happens, such bounty on the other side. And for me, some of those things took years, and there's still some I'm responding to, but you know, I'm in an invert, but yeah,
absolutely.
There are gifts and everything, and we just need some support, like you keep saying, some help to start getting more and more into finding them. Yeah, absolutely.
So don't give up, don't quit, don't, you know, but continue to be the light, you know, for all of us. Continue to be the light, continue to find that light within and be that light and shine it out. And the more.
Yeah, and Randy is. I get him. He's a peacemaker. He's full of light. And this has really bombarded him in a deep, you know, it's almost like a devastation, a betrayal, because he cares deeply. And that depth of care means the healing can be phenomenal. And there's no guarantees. We never know. But I feel the urge in him to turn this around and the need for help. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. I know we've gone a little bit longer, but thank you. This is wonderful. Thank you for all the questions and comments and feedback. Lots, you know, and so please do go back and watch this again, listen to it again, because there's so much information, so much wisdom. And at the same time, there's healing frequencies that have been pouring through this whole entire call. Like when Linnell had said at the very beginning that she had smelled roses and baby lotion. Wow. When she mentioned this, like, and I tuned into the roses, like, oh yeah, Mother Mary's here. Awesome, right? So those frequencies are available for all of you too throughout this call, as well as the beautiful grace and blessings from Laurie and her team. So thank you so much, Laurie. This was brilliant. I loved it. I'm so glad that we had the chance to do this today.
Thank you for all the beautiful blessings and grace from you, that you know, took heed to the call to be a planetary evolutionary agent of change, and to all these people, these beautiful people and animals who showed up to share this. And I get like this was a really great group. I really felt this group wanted to do some deep work together. So there'll be ripples and shifts after the show. So keep giving yourself love and water and help. Thank you so much for giving me the space to share this. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you.
Thank you. It's beautiful. And thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.